Poor Richard, unschooled but experienced homespun philosopher, a character created by the American writer and statesman Benjamin Franklin and used as his pen name for the annual Poor Richard's Almanac, edited by Franklin from 1732 to 1757. Although the Poor Richard of the early almanacs was a dim-witted and foolish astronomer, he was soon replaced by Franklin's famous Poor Richard, a country dweller, dutifully pious, quiet, and rather dull, who is a rich source of prudent and witty aphorisms on the value of thrift, hard work, and the simple life. Among his practical proverbs are "God helps those who help themselves," and "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise."
But anyway, here's a selfie. Don't know what you might be missing out here? Well, here it is. I'm having a great time. The St. Mary's River's behind me. I'm pretty even with the end of St. George Island, really just leaving the St. Mary's River. And we're not at the SM marker, it's over there. There's not really much traffic considering it's July 4th, 2023. I have my Kirsten GGR shirt on, so I feel like I should be setting out on a 7-month voyage somewhere. After all, this is a almost 36-foot boat. That's the length of Minnehaha here, and she sailed around the world. So sailing the lower tidal Potomac seems pretty wimpy. Chesapeake Bay is a beautiful place. Hey, we're headed to Dennis Point Marina. I'm Captain Rick. We're going to look at some project boats for St. Mary's College that I'm working with. And we'll also take a tour of Poor Richard while we're here. Is this Far 30? It's being sold right now. It's a little bit of a project boat. The past 3 years, I've been privileged to be captain of Oscar. Oscar is a Freres 41 built by Carroll Marine. It's a really cool boat. Sails great. Way faster than Poor Richard, but very similar actually. It's got an aft cabin. It's a much bigger boat though than Poor Richard is. It's not shoal draft, as you can see, it's deep draft. The keel is nearly on the ground and the draft is probably 7 feet, 7.5. Right now we're gonna go walk down to Poor Richard, take a little bit of a tour. Marina's got everything all painted yellow where the steps are. They've added new fire extinguishers. We're kind of tucked away around by the ramp. There's a boat ramp here at Dennis Point. That pier there is going away, or it's going to get modified, I guess, to be a side tie pier with no slips. That's Poor Richard over there. And to get to it, we got to go around the corner here. I enjoy it here. I have solar, so I haven't really used the electric much. We don't really spend the night on the boat here at the marina, so we're only 5 minutes away. This is Wahoo, another boat in the St. Mary's River Yacht Club. They beat us all the time. That's a J27. It's got a similar rating, but it actually sails to it. Poor Richard is really rigged for cruising. It's not as fast as the rating would be if I didn't have the Bimini and the Dodger. I built the Dodger, I added the Bimini. You can see that the color match is perfect. We're a member of the St. Mary's River Yacht Club. That's our club Virgie there. I've opened up the back, so I've got this Mediterranean style. I can just jump right on the boat. I've got a folding wheel that I got a good deal on. Poor Richard. The cockpit is pretty nice. It's not huge though. This is the Dodger that I made. There's a lot of things. I added the solar up there. There was a lot of work. I had to redo these cushions. We're getting ready to winterize. I redid the skylights on the starboard side. They were a little leaky. I got some total rebuilds to do on the hatches. But the interior is pretty nice. We generally use this for storage because lately we've been more day sailing, right? The galley is pretty nice. We use that. Alcohol stove. Nice sink. This is trash in here. Over on the starboard side, we've got the electrical panel, the radio, the stereo, the trip meter, the solar charger, which is at 13.7 volts, like it always is. And we have an aft head, and it's pretty nice. I got some water to soak up, I guess. And right now I have the table out because I didn't like the way the table was arranged. It just takes up too much space. It's much nicer when you have a bunch of crew on board to take the table out. Some boats raise it up to the ceiling, so we might do that. The college kids and I raced in the Governor's Cup, the 50th Governor's Cup, which was pretty cool this year. And then there's the forward V-berth. The forward V-berth has some cabinets and stuff. There's some fair-sized cabinets over here. And it's a pretty ample V-berth, but it's a typical V-berth. And then there's some hanging storage over here. Some bookshelves and stuff. And that's poor Richard.
It's a little hard to begin a sailing channel at the end of the sailing season, but here we are. The coming season will be one of change, as we transition to retirement and lots more adventure sailing. Next time on Sailing Poor Richard, we'll be hauling out, covering, and working on resealing ports and rebuilding the main hatches. See you then and happy holidays from Sailing Poor Richard.